Numbers 26, 27, and 28, People versus Jeffrey Bloom, 21344 FH, 22673 FH, and 22675 FC.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Amy Reiser, appearing on behalf of the people.
Good afternoon. On behalf of Jeff Bloom. Jeff, would you state your name for the record, please?
Jeffrey Bloom.
Good afternoon.
Judge, you set this hearing in part to see how Jeff and I were getting along. I will be quite frank with the court. Jeff and I have had our ups and downs. I just want to tell Jeff I still want to be his attorney. I still think he and I can work this matter out, including going to trial. And but again, though, I'll just leave it at that, and I'll let Jeff say what he wants to say.
Okay. So before we get to Mr. Bloom, Ms. Reiser, was there anything you wanted to put on the record?
No, Your Honor, we had some further investigation that was requested while I was on medical leave. And the first attempt at that further investigation was refused by the defendant, so it did not take place. The Sheriff's Department was professional and set that up again, and he was transported to the Michigan State Police Northville post for that further investigation, and that has been done, and I provided that supplemental report to Mr. Killowell.
Can I see the court?
So we've complied with the statutory obligation. I would just put that on the record.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. So anything further before I turn to Mr. Bloom on that subject, Mr. Killowald?
No, Your Honor, I received the results of that. I went and spoke with Jeff about that. He disagreed of what actually had happened, but nonetheless, I'd still like to remain his attorney on the three. If he's got a VOP, one matter of resisting the police officers, and then the most serious matter. Again, I'd like to be his attorney, but I guess it's his turn to talk now.
Okay. Mr. Bloom, good afternoon. What would you like me to know?
Your Honor, I would really like to just have like 5 minutes to place some things on the record before or do I just talk about Mr. Killowald? Can I place a few things on the record?
Well, the thing is, I'm not sure what you're going to say. I'm not sure if it's advisable for you to say them. If you restrict what you're about to say to Mr., the subject of your representation, then that would be better. So you may proceed.
Yes, ma'am. I just want to say it first. I've made Mr. Killowald aware of barbaric treatment here at the jail. As you see, I'm in handcuffs, Your Honor. I have been subjected lately to sleep deprivation. They have started closing all the doors, these 3 doors outside of my cell in Max area. I haven't slept more than a half hour at a time for over a month. Okay, Your Honor. So my thoughts are a little scattered, and I'm trying to be articulate and let you know that I don't think I'm going to be able to continue with Mr. Killowald. Can I refer to you as Bob, Mr. Killowald?
Sure, Jeff.
That's what I'm used to calling him. So we don't have any further confusion. Anyway, Your Honor, when back on, they stole all my paperwork. I made Mr. Bob aware of this, that on June 6th, Lieutenant Arnett, I was made aware, had 12 emails with Ms. Reiser, discussing me and my health and all kinds of stuff. One of Arnett's staff told me this, and there was an incident on November 6th where Ms. Reiser and Lieutenant Arnett, who are both officers of the court, correct? They deliberately misled. This is Villegas versus Metro Government in Nashville. Okay, I would like to cite this on the record. These officers of the court deliberately misled Judge Simpson and made statements with reckless disregard for the truth, Your Honor, that placed me in ITR 7 cell where they put me in a suicide gown. They put the tablet outside the food slot, but I have to give it to Mr. Bob. He did file a motion for an in-person preliminary, okay? Ms. Reiser didn't want that. I've figured it out now that they've taken my property again. Ms. Reiser didn't want me to hear the testimony, and ITR 7 audio and video that I have seen here at the jail will show you clearly I wasn't able to hear said testimony. I asked Mr. Killewald to please file a motion because of misconducts to remand me back to preliminary examination, okay? He refused that. I've asked him since December to do that. Then I asked him, well, Mr. Killewald, if you won't do that, will you have an evidentiary hearing before you, Your Honor? Because I trust your judgment with the evidence of Ms. Reiser and the evidence that I have. They say a picture is worth 1,000 words, right? So a video must be worth 10,000 words, correct? Now, the pictures that I have are 11 hours after the supposed incident. I'm not going to give everything away. I just want you to know this one thing. I have photos and videos of Tiffany, a supposed victim in this case, 11 hours after the supposed incident was supposed to end, and there isn't a mark on her. But
Jeff, hold on. Just let me say one time. Just be careful what you say.
I am. This is the only thing I'm going to give up about this.
Okay.
Your Honor, if we could have an evidentiary hearing and Mr. Killewald said, no, we're not going to have any of that. And when I asked Mr. Killewald, what have you done besides everything that I've asked you to do? You have given the prosecution a way out. Everything, Your Honor. I have told him, if you do this just like this, they will have no way out of these lies. He always gives them a way out, just like Mr. Thomas, Lieutenant Thomas Arnett. He covered for this man stealing my law work, Your Honor. He has every scrap of everything that I plan to call on my defense. He has every scrap of grievances and the documentation that a civil rights attorney told me to take of everything that goes on in this jail. Okay, he took all that. And Mr. Killewald refused to do anything. I asked Mr. Killewald to call the ACLU. He left a message with the ACLU saying that I'm the problem, is what I was made to understand. He throws me under the bus at every turn.
Jeff, just for the record,
he wants to interrupt me and I'll be muted. Okay, go ahead, Bob.
Jeff, I'm sorry. I never threw you under the bus. So I called the ACLU. If that's how you feel, that's fine. But I never threw you under the bus.
Well, what about when I tell you to resign off this case multiple times for multiple months? Even before the preliminary, I asked you, I said, Bob, the only reason I'm keeping you is because you're aware of the history with me and Tiffany, where they're denying that there was ever a history. You're aware of it. Okay, you're aware of the domestic violence situation that happened on 7/11. I asked you to get that police report and maybe show that to Ms. Reiser and say what that police report says about Tiffany. You refused to take any of the evidence, and I told you this last time we visited, Your Honor. I have given Mr. Killewald 5 times the evidence, plus photo and video evidence I've made him aware of. And I said, look, you can take this to Ms. Reiser, and if she is about her oath to seek the truth and not just a conviction, she will have a lot of questions for the people that have accused me of these crimes, Your Honor. Your Honor, I'm aware that I've got 3 files in your courtroom and I've been in a lot of trouble. Okay, I understand that. But to accuse me of the things I'm being accused of, but you can look in there and see that I have never, that is the most disgusting, disrespectful thing you could ever say about me. When I think of something like that happening to somebody, I think of my mother. I think of somebody doing it to my mother. When I was in prison, I attacked people for those things, and I'm not ashamed to say it. But Your Honor, I guess I need to just stick to the facts here and let you know, Your Honor, I have been made for 8 months, ever since Amy Reiser told those lies to Judge Simpson. I have been a level 1 prisoner. They deny me showers for 4 and 5 days at a time sometimes. And when I do get to take a shower, I'm in handcuffs like this, Your Honor. I can't even move. How am I? To me, Your Honor, cleanliness is next to godliness. And I think you probably feel the same. This is barbaric. I've been abused. I was assaulted by an Officer McKay at the hands of a Sergeant Burris. It's on video. There's no getting around it. The civil rights attorney that I have looking into this is from Bloomfield Hills, Your Honor. She's not buying any of this. And anyway, I don't think I can carry on with Mr. Killawall, because the last thing he said to me several times when I told him he needed to file a motion to resign from my case, he said, if you fire me, you're going to get 30 years. And he'll wave like this. And he'll walk out. Now, I'm not going to say I've been an angel with Mr. Killawall, because every officer here will tell you me and him have gone at it in that interview room. Okay. But, Your Honor, when someone comes up here and this is a rest of my life situation, and you smirk at me and you laugh at me when I'm being totally serious with you, and I ask you what kind of evidence he says he's ready for trial, and we haven't even gone over the transcripts. Not one page of the transcripts have been gone over. Anyway, Your Honor, excuse me, I don't mean to be emotional, but you know, I've been here 11 months for things that are despicable. And I'm worried about my mother. I haven't seen my mother in a year. If I get another attorney, Your Honor, can you make an evidentiary hearing? Can you?
If you get another attorney, what did you just say then after that?
Can you demand there be an evidentiary hearing before you with your wisdom and knowledge?
No, I'm not going to do that, because I cannot advocate for you. I can appoint other counsel advocates for you, but I am not going to second guess your attorney's judgment on what should or should not go to hearing. If there were things that happened before Judge Simpson, you know, a motion has to be filed. They should have been taken up at that time before Judge Simpson. I'm not going to make any decisions other than who's going to represent you.
Can I intervene to that? What I said before. Mr. Killawall, I asked him to file a motion for a remand to preliminary because of the blatant, provable, undeniable things that were said. Ms. Reiser told Judge Simpson, Arnett, let me reiterate, Lieutenant Thomas Arnett and Ms. Reiser told Judge Simpson to get it where I couldn't have an in-person preliminary for other reasons that I cannot prove, but ITR 7 video can. Okay. Anyway, Your Honor, the two of them told Judge Simpson that I was physically assaulting officers, that I was throwing urine and feces on staff and officers. And Your Honor, there isn't an officer here, one, that will ever say that I've been that kind of problem ever in this jail since 1982. Okay. That being said, Your Honor, I just hope something, maybe a civil rights attorney or someone will come see me about the barbaric treatment that I've been made to take showers for 8 months with handcuffs, Your Honor. Tell me that's legal. Is that legal? Thank you.
Okay. So an indigent defendant is entitled to the appointment of a lawyer at public expense, but not entitled to choose his lawyer. He may, however, become entitled to have an assigned lawyer replaced based on a showing of adequate cause for a change in lawyers. So that's what I need to find, adequate cause. And a mere allegation of lack of confidence
No,
in
that's
his
not it.
lawyer
That's not it.
does
Your Honor.
not,
I have no
does
trust.
not rise to that level.
There's no trust.
However, because this
Communication.
is the first attorney who has been appointed to represent you on this case, and you're alleging that he has not done things that you think in the exercise of his professional judgment he should be doing, I will grant your motion and appoint substitute counsel. The Indigent Defense Attorney Commission is going to decide which attorney is going to be appointed. The court doesn't have a say in that, but I will order that substitute counsel be
I apologize,
appointed.
Bob. I apologize. I just don't think you can handle this, buddy. I don't. You're a good guy. I like you as a person. I just don't think you're adequate. I'm sorry.
So we do have a final pretrial that's set for July 20th. And what I'm going to do is just have that set for a regular pretrial. I'm not going to make any decision about the trial date at this point, which is August 21st. It's likely that a replacement attorney is going to need more time, but I understand that you've been incarcerated for quite some time, and I don't want to get in the way if an attorney is able to come up to speed and give you the attention that your case deserves and could be ready by August 21st, then we can go ahead. So I know that Mr. Killewald has presented orders allowing withdrawal. I will sign those when another attorney is appointed. So there may be a couple-day delay until the Indigent Defense Commission designates who the substitute attorney is going to be, and then those orders will be signed on. Well, the most important case is the CSC case, of course. Do you also want substitute attorney on the probation violation case, Mr. Bloom?
No, I think Bob can handle that. I really do. And if he doesn't, if he's got a problem with me doing what I'm doing now, then maybe he should resign from that too. But
Mr. Killewald?
Judge, Jeff's made a lot of allegations against me. I will say to the court, I've been to this jail every dang Sunday for the last year seeing Jeff. So I kind of resent some of the things he said. I understand his frustration. I do. And
you haven't even filed a motion for bond or anything, nothing. You filed one motion to have me in-person preliminary, and Amy Reiser was allowed to.
Okay, Jeff, I'm not going to argue the case.
Okay,
you know
I'm
what, Jeff?
sorry. I apologize.
I did everything I could for you.
Thank you.
You don't see it that way, Judge. I'd like to get up on all matters.
Okay, so then we'll ask for substitute counsel on all three cases. And the next date will be July 20th at 1:30 for a pretrial. So we'll see you then, May I add one thing? Yes.
I'm being denied access to the court. I'm being denied law library. I'm being denied. I haven't seen a newspaper, a TV, a radio, no news, no calendar, no clock, no writing surface for the entire time I've been here. I just want to place that on the record, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay. And there was one other thing I was going to say, and it just escaped me now.
I'll be here on July 20th, Your Honor. I'll be staying on the file as a prosecutor.
Okay. Okay. So we'll take it up then.
Perfect.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Have a good day.
Thanks, Judge.
Thank you, Mr. Killewald.
Thank
Take
you,
care.